The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the February 23rd, the magical Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off early. Send that to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Now, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Magical Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. So we start our day here with a sea of red. All the U.S. indices, they're trading to the downside. Dow's off 788 points, 83 for the S&P, 37 for the NASDAQ 100, 55 for the Russell, 558 for the trannies, 119 for the semis, 317 for the NASDAQ composite. Gold is up under $30. Silver, $4.27. Light I've got the wrong contracts up there. Geez Louise, I don't know why this changes sometimes. Son of a gun. That's why light sweet crude wasn't doing the darn thing, or natural gas. So light sweet crude is up 16 pennies. Natural gas, that is still okay. But let's go ahead and get the accurate one out there. We're off, we're basically flat at $2.98 out there, and the 30-year Treasury is up 20 ticks, print out at 118.01. So let's begin our day. By the way, we did get a new arrival on Saturday. Nice baby boy. We didn't know if this one was going to be a boy or a girl, so that was number 9. So we got a full baseball team out there, and so that's a wonderful thing. So good celebration over the weekend. Yeah, hockey and all that other stuff, but really kind of took a backseat to just simply a new life into the world. All right, so leading the charge dollar-wise, the upside, you got our Celex up $49, 77%. Eli Lilly, $44 or 4%. SanDisk is up $27, 4%. Bank of Montreal, 26. Texas Pacific Land, $23 the upside. To the downside, Booking Holdings off $300, 7.5%. Mercado Libre, $76, 4%. Comfort Systems, $43. Applovian down 39. CrowdStrike down 37. So we got plenty to look at. Movers and shakers. Let's begin our day by taking a look at New York Stock Exchange and Advanced Decline Oscillator. What do we do on Friday? We get to a new all-time high in that Advanced Decline line. What does that typically do? That says over the course of the next couple of weeks out there, the odds of a 2 to 3% decline are basically less than 3%. Less than 2%, quite frankly, out there. So we'll see how that works. If we get something more than that, then it tells us that there's something unusual going on. But don't get too sold on the move to the downside, not at least just yet. Now, that spot VIX index, still well above that 50-day exponential moving average. You'll want to watch the one-day rate of change on that today. Today, we are at 14.67 cents at 14 points. We're 14% as of 11:10 a.m. If we close the day above plus 10% out there, expect to anticipate a bouncer bottom come overnight session out there. Now, that might start right away. It might start not till Europe opens, but just expect to anticipate and watch for those Rhodes momentum and TD9 count signals on those 30-minute time frame charts. In fact, what we probably ought to do is go look at the 30-minute time frame charts out there. In fact, we'll do that. What I will do, it's going to take a moment here to populate. Well, let's stay with this chart here, and then we'll go take a look at the intraday chart. So here on the top portion of my screen, we've got the March contracts for the daily time frame for all 4 equity future contracts, and the bottom is the weekly time frame. So now what's important here is watching profile levels. In the case of the ES Mini, you can see right now we're trading below the bottom of its daily profile at 68.62, and we are testing profile support at 68.77. So being below that, not a beautiful thing. That says that we got to go take a look at what's going on in the intraday charts out here with regard to the NQ. The NQ trading below its red oscillator change line, which it did close above on Friday, but we need 2 closes above a level of resistance to tell us that it's a likely breakout. We did not get that. We are trading below its red oscillator change line as well as the bottom of its profile. That opens the door for a move to 24,382, the bottom of its weekly profile out there. Now, this is a bullish structured weekly profile. We are trading inside the buy zone. The buy zone is between 24,382 and 24,801. You ought to really take a snapshot of the screen. If we take a look at the Dow Equity Future contract, yes, we're trading below daily support at 49,085. If we do close below that today and tomorrow, that could signal that we're moving back to profile support for its weekly time frame, and that's at 48,312. In the case of the Russell 2000, prices testing the bottom of its profile. The exact number on that is 1330 out there. If we close below that, could be signaling to move back to profile support on the weekly time frame for 2519. So the only weekly level, if you will, that has been broken right now is the ES Mini. And a reason for us to want to be able to take a look at what's going on from an intraday basis as well. But let's take a look at the 30-minute time frame charts. Really want to see what's going on intraday because they provided the best signals last night and earlier this morning. I should have had these charts fired up. What was Stevie thinking? Stevie, well, he wasn't thinking. But we're thinking now, and we're going to go, and things are running. I've noticed that my systems, I don't know about yours, but my systems seem to be running just a tad slower. I don't know if it's because of everything that's going on across the country with the weather patterns and so forth. I could imagine, I could see that. And those of you that are up there, please be safe, stay indoors. It looks pretty nasty, quite frankly. I don't like when it's 40 degrees. It was 40 degrees this morning. I'm dressed in parkas going to work out. In any event, I'm taking a look at the 30-minute time frame charts. What I wanted to see out here, there were TD9 count bottom patterns, each that formed last night, evening, except for the NQ. The NQ did not form one. But the ES Mini right now, it's taking out that TD9 count bottom, formed, there was one, here's one from earlier this morning. That was at last night, I should say, at 11 o'clock in the evening. But it's also taking out a TD9 count bottom that had formed at 10 o'clock in the morning. Back on February the 20th. So those two levels have failed. So and all these levels here have failed on these TD9 counts. Okay, so now let's go back to the daily time frame. Let's go take a look at the intraday charts for the ES, the NQ. Maybe all four, but let's get back to, I believe the NQ is going to be the first one that will populate. That's not this right now. This is the daily time frame, which we'll come back to it if we need to. But let's just go to this set of charts out here. So now we got the NQ charts up on a 10-minute time frame. Well, I've got to update this so that it properly populates everything. Second here while it's just actually pulling stuff up. Okay, so we got a TD9 count bottom pattern on a 10-minute time frame chart that completes another 6 minutes out there. So that says could be a rally. That rally could take us up to 24,812. I'm looking to see if there's any other bottom-ish type signal out here. And the only one that I've got is coming from the 5-hour time frame chart. And what I mean by that is price is now pulling back into its buy zone. And that buy zone is between 24,496 and 24,685. So you're going to want to really keep your eye on this 10-minute time frame chart. We'll finish, take a look at this. We come back for the break. I'll probably have the ES Mini charts up on our screen. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. If we take a look at the spot VIX out here, I'll go back to the spinny charts. You can see the spot VIX right now trading at 21.69. Now, look, this is not as important at 11.18 as it is at the end of the day at 4 o'clock. But you got the spot VIX trading at 21.70. We start taking a look at its future contracts out here. We're trading above the March contract. We're trading above the April contract. We're trading above the May contract. We are trading above the June contract. We are not trading above July and August, at least not just yet. So we've got contango in those first 3 March, April, and May contracts out there. That tells you that what the message of that is that this is just emotional. This is more emotional. Maybe it's about Trump's tariffs. Who knows out there? But it just put that together with the mere fact that we did close at a new all-time high in the advanced decline line out there on Friday. So let's go take a look at the. So I did put the ES Mini charts up on our screen, and a 10-minute also going ahead and completing a TD9 count bottom pattern in less than 1 minute out here. So what should unfold is we should see price rally up towards its oscillator and change line 68.68, whereas the NQ had a nice, a bottom that I easily identify, which was the buy zone of its 5-hour chart. I don't have that same thing on the ES Mini. So I don't have any other signals. So it's all about the 10-minute time frame chart out there. What I will say about the 10-minute time frame chart, you can see that since the selling, so this is the signature of a trade desk that is trying to exit their position. Without rattling the markets too much. So what you want to watch for here, we have not seen a higher high just yet, not since the open, not since 950, or not since the 940 out here. So what you're watching for right now in this little change in short-term, at least short-term change in trend, is we start trading above prior highs out there. And right now we are doing that exactly on the 10-minute time frame chart. Now there's a new profile formed above price. You may have seen that come onto the screen while we were live out here, just literally as we hit the 11:20 time frame. And so that resistance now, where we didn't have resistance before and price would get up to the oscillator and change line, I still think that's a likely outcome around the 68, 66, 68, 75-ish area even. But the bottom of the profile, let me give you these numbers. These are important to watch. 68, 59, 50. You got 68, 75, 50. And then you've got 68, 86, 25 out there. So those are levels to be watching. inside the ES Mini. So I'm glad that we were able to at least catch that intraday chart, do it live with you out here. That's a beautiful thing because then we get to see how these indicators work. Now, when you get up that red oscillator and change line at the bottom of the profile, we start turning down. That's what the larger term time frame charts are telling us, at least at this moment in time. We start trading above prior highs out there. This tells you that the trade desk may be done at 11:20 in the morning out there. What else do we want to look at here with regard to the equity markets? Nothing that I can think of. So let's we don't really have much in the way of requests, but let's get to those that we do have. The first one coming in from Ron in Denver, and Ron wants to take a look at ticker symbol KTOS. Sounds like a radio station, doesn't it? KTOS, Ron, I know you want to purchase some calls out here. So first on the daily time frame, first on the monthly time frame. So let's go from right to left. Monthly time frame, you can see a beautiful TD9 count top that takes price right back to its green oscillator and change line. And that held. Now what happened last month is price closed above the top of its profile at 95.21. We're trading below that right now. So you've got resistance at 95.21, support around 76.22. If you can close back above 95.21, it's going to go after that TD9 count top. But overall, the monthly chart, even though it's got that top, price held support of that green oscillator and change line. That's what was important, Ron. On the weekly time frame chart, a Rhodes momentum indicator top, or price pulling back to test the top of its profile at 88.72. That's your support level, the top of the profile. Your resistance area is at 102.26. You can see the weekly oscillator and change line has acted as resistance for the last 3 weeks out there. So I would tell you your range for the week is between 88.72 and 102.27. So use that in your calculation to determine whether there's a reward risk for you. And then because you want to take a long call position out here, I've got to buy the D point bottom pattern that formed out here with this little bear separation candle. The only way that gets negated is a close below the close of the low of February 5th, 84.50 out there. Now price has pulled back. Not that I don't have any kind of a top. Whoa, what the heck? Yikes. What did that do? Oh, that was really weird. Oh, you gotta love it. Okay, so it's pulled back into its daily profile. And so what I'm going to suggest, this is going to be day number 2 to the downside. We take a look at its cadence out here. You got to get 2, 3, and 4. That's your typical in your bull market, the retracements out here. I'm going to see wait until this gets back towards the buy zone on the daily time frame, 86.03 to 89.08. And ideally, let's see what the volume test is today. So far it's pulling into a swing point, Ron, from February 5th, 3.5 million shares. Today's volume, 1.1. So it is moving lower with similar type volume. That says, yeah, go ahead and let's wait for the 86.03, 89.02, and preferably with less volume than that. Preferably, a volume marker of less than 4 million shares out there on a daily time frame. And then you could go ahead, and take a poke at it. So I hope that helps you out, Ron. Thanks so much for taking the time to write in, and best of luck to you on your decision. Bill wants to take a look at the MAG 7. So Bill, let's start off with the MAGS 7 chart itself, the one that contains the oops, that didn't work. Let's try this again. I'm actually on a different data feed here this morning. That could also be slowing things down. The regular data feed that I've got through DTN is they're having troubles. So we take a look at the MAG 7, and the MAG 7, by the way, what is MAG 7? Is what it's Apple, it's Amazon, it's Google, obviously, and NVIDIA, Tesla, I think. But let's take a look at the MAG 7 ETF. So we'll take a look at this. You can see there is a to B equals CD pattern to the downside, and price needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm that pattern. What we do have going on here is I do have a wave 7 bottom, or a potential wave 7 bottom. That's that letter G on the screen. Price is consolidating with inside its bullish structure daily profile. It's between the range of 60.54 to 61.77. That's the buy zone, Mr. Bill. Resistance being 63.82. The weekly time frame chart last week confirmed a Gartley buy pattern. So only a close below last week's low would negate that signal and suggest that we had lower. The monthly time frame chart doesn't have enough data for us to, it doesn't have a topping pattern, at least at this stage here. It just has price trading with inside their profiles, and that's between 55.42 and 69.14 out there. So let's look at the, I don't know by weighting which one is the number one, but let's just take a look at Google. You got GOOG and GOGL, so maybe combined in essence, they would represent the largest weighting. Not sure. But let's just put up Google on the charts out here and see what we see. Google's got that beautiful TD9 count bottom for its daily time frame. Prices run into resistance in its buy zone. It's trading below that red oscillator and change line. May make its way back down to the bottom of the profile bill, 300.27, but the daily time frame has got a bottom. That's on Google. How about Amazon, AMZN? Let's go see what it's got out here for us, daily, weekly, monthly time frames. So on the daily time frames, we've got Google trading just below. So it's got a TD9 count bottom. Most important thing. It's got a daily bottom. It's got a weekly Gartley buy bottom, buy pattern formed that last week with that bullish engulfing candle out there, with the monthly time frame chart getting back to its buy zone. So Amazon is on a buy. What you prefer to see it, though, is trade above, like it did on Friday, close above that oscillator and change line. It's trading below profile support, could come back to test that TD9 count pattern. It would be negated with a close below the low from February 13th, and that's at 197.28. But bottoms on Amazon as well. Well, how about Apple? Geez, Mr. Bill, thanks for asking the question. I hadn't even taken a look at this, and that is muy importante. So we take a look at Apple.
Seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
welcome back, folks. So, Mr. Bill, I went through the Mag 7. You probably saw the charts passing through on your screen. You didn't see anything that was really, substantial, outstanding, negative. Apple was trading above its oscillator and change line. That's a positive out here. You also wanted to see the seasonal charts out here. So I'm going to go ahead and put those up on our screen, and I'll get to the other requests. If I come back and finish out the Mag 7, I'll do that. Here we've got the S&P 500. This is a 98-year seasonal chart for midterm election cycle out here. And that basically says that we're in a consolidating market, which we know is the exact message of the NQ out here. So if we put the daily time frame chart for the NQ up on our screen, quite frankly, we'll see it in the ES Mini as well. But if we take a look at the NQ gave us the biggest hint when it created that profile that wrapped around the prior profile. So right here, you can see I'm at the bottom of the profile, right about the 24,852 level. Here was the bottom of the prior one, up about 25,009. Our bottom was below that. Our high was above the prior high. Tells you about a consolidating market. Now you got to go find where's the consolidation, which is what we've got drawn up on our screen out here at this moment in time. So when you come back to now what the NQ, which is the weakest of the indices that we've got out there, and we take a look at the seasonal pattern that shows this consolidation with another thrust. It looks like we're going to end up having a thrust potentially if prices, in fact, following along this this pattern out here, Mr. Bill. We got another thrust to the upside into the April timeframe. Things don't really start rocking and rolling to the downside until the middle of September. Now, all of that goes along with a advanced decline line that is at new all-time highs, because in the first couple of weeks of that, the odds of a 3% pullback are so infinitesimal. Odds of a 10% pullback are really infinitesimal out there. Not that it hasn't happened, but over like about I don't remember, 1,200 or 2,100 occurrences. Basically, we're looking at 5 instances where things got out of control out there. So the real message, that's where this is all coming together. That's why I'm saying, folks, don't get too caught up on the short side, at least not just yet. Yeah, day trading, beautiful thing, beautiful markets that we've got out there. And pay attention to those TD9 count patterns, those Rhodes momentum indicator signals. Learn those things. They're easy tools to learn. I will teach those to you, let alone you've got access to me to answer any questions that you've got. So let's get on to our next request out here. That took care of the Mag 7, the market, I think, in general. Duncan Steve would like to take an Asimil Holdings. So let's get back to our triple daily, weekly, monthly time frame. Let's put up ASML, see what we've got going on out here. NVIDIA, by the way, which was part of the Mag 7, is up at its highs, up at the top of its range out there. Nothing broken, but it is up towards a resistance level. If we take a look at Asimil Holdings, she's taken a run for both profile resistance, which is up at the 1476.39 level. We're trading just underneath that. It's also got a Rhodes momentum indicator top and a swing point from January 28th. 5 million shares traded hands that day, Dunk. Today we are at 649, so much lighter volume. Really to be expected, right? This should be a light volume-ish kind of day, don't you think? With everything kind of coming to a stop in New York City, I got to assume it's pretty light volume out there. And so I say that, and I mean that, but then I also mean this. You're going to want to watch the cues come the end of the day, because today should be a light volume day, no matter what, right? I mean, with all the, but want to watch the volume out here inside the cues. Why is that? Well, because the cues tend to form bottoms with volume out there. Now, lately I've been using a 75.5 million share threshold type day, right around there. And you can see the green arrows on my screen here for the cues. And, it's the exact opposite of what Tom taught us. I had to apologize to Tommy out there about that, but it's just the mere fact. And these high volume lows, they do not all get tested. They just simply don't. You go back to take a look at all kinds of high volume lows inside the cues that have not been tested out there. So watch that today. We're already at 27 million shares in 2 hours of trading. That basically is a 75 million share day if we keep this volume up on a day where it should be relatively light volume. Let that one sink in. Now we take a look at the weekly time frame for Asimil Holdings out there. You've got a nice TD9 count top out here. And it would be negated with the close above the high from January 30th, and that's at 1493.48. Now 15 million shares traded hands that week. We closed inside that swing point last week with only 4.6 million shares. So we are moving into this level here with light volume. We're up at resistance, and you got a monthly chart that is going to go ahead and form a TD9 count top this month, complete that pattern next month. So what you need need to see here, Steve-O, and you don't have the volume behind it today, wouldn't expect it either, is to blow through the weekly TD9 count top. That'll negate the daily Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. It won't do anything with regard to the monthly, and the monthly chart for Asmil Holdings, like many of the others, are suggesting that we should have, at some point in time, I'm just saying it's not now, a 2 to 4 month retracement. So let's say that it plays out like this. We get that spike higher going into April, and then we start trading lower. So then we've got at least May, June, July, August. And we know that the seasonal pattern that we just looked at forms a bottom in September. That seems to be the likely and logical outcome that we're looking at out here, at least at this point in time, when I put all those things together. So that's what's going on with regard to Asmil Holdings. Peak G would like to take a look at Nordic American Tankers. Let's put NAT up on our screen, see what it is doing, what it is trading out at. We got Nordic American Tankers. It's got a inside bar, negated a TD9 count top on Friday. That was after it formed on Thursday, completed on Thursday. You know what that says? You got a strong upward momentum move out here, peak, and that's what the inside bar. You got inside bar says that the direction that price came from should continue. So this is all saying that Nordic American Tankers is headed higher. Now there's a weekly A to B equals CD pattern. The 1-to-1 so let's just try to scooch this just a bit. The 1-to-1 price objective gets us to. So we got still a little bit of ways to go. $5.13. Now, I'm not saying that when it gets to $5.13, it's going to stop. No, indeed, I'm not. Why is that, Peak? Because when you take a look at that C to D leg, we are on the strong side. We're on the left side. That says we should do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD pattern on the upside. Nonetheless, we'll still respect those TD9 count patterns should they form out there. The monthly is going to go ahead and form bar number 9 this month. So many charts out there doing the same thing. Everything we look at, so many different kinds of sectors, they're really supporting that idea of that 3 to 4 month pullback, but not starting until we get to the April timeframe out there, March to April timeframe. So that's what we see with regard to Nordic American Tankers. You want to also look at ASC. So let's get its charts up on our screen out here, see what that is doing. We got ASC trading out at $14.84. Well, I see an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. It would need a bearish reversal candle to confirm a top. Short of that, we're trading above profile resistance. We're trading above its green oscillator and changes on. The daily wants to rally further. The weekly's got an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Let's pull this back just a tad. The B point on this was the week of November. Hold on a second. It was the week of November the 21st. Volume, 3.8 million shares. Last week, we closed above that with 4.1. So there's your weekly. A to B equals C to pattern the upside for ASC, and that's for Duncan Steve inside the Tigers Den out there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Just before we finish off ASC, this for Peak G inside the Tigers Den, I'm sure that Peak, he purposely picked out ASC for me to look at because he wanted me to see that we are in Peak G on the weekly time frame. We are in wave number 7, and if we don't get a higher high out there, you know, that says you could have a short-term top, but I don't see it on the daily or the monthly chart. And the weekly says we get up towards 1550. The monthly chart says we get up towards 1879. Let's take a look at TK as well. This also for Peak G. Maybe there's a Peak G prize waiting for us here. We'll go looking for it. TK, she's printing out right now at about $11.93 out there. It does have a daily TD9 count top that's completing today, and that should take price, which is really already done, back to its oscillator and change line. So that test has already been done, Steve-O, 1159. Oh, I'm sorry, this is peak, 1159. Now, if price closes below the green oscillator and change line on its daily time frame, if that got that TD9 count top, you would expect lower price. And that lower price could take us back towards the top of its profile at $10.36. The weekly time frame, I see a couple different A to B equals CD patterns to the upside. They need bearish reversal candles to confirm. No reason for me to really draw those in. One's completed, or at least made the one to one. The other has not. But no topping pattern at this moment in time. So it's just on the daily time frame. Now watch the daily time frame, because the price does close above. It won't be today, but in the next couple of days, does take out the high from February 19th at 1247. It negates that signal and says we had higher, which is really the message of the weekly and the monthly chart. On the monthly time frame chart, there is a swing point that had formed the month of May of 2024. There were 16 million shares that traded hands that month. It was passed with 11 million shares in January, and last month, 9 million shares. So still light volume, doesn't matter. That has formed an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. And it's a gigantic one there, Steve-O. Or I'm sorry, Peak. So you know how to draw the A to B equals CDs in there. So you can put that there. Watch the daily. In order for that monthly A to B equals CD pattern to resume itself, we've got to negate that daily. TD9 count top for ticker symbol TK. Sharky inside the Tigers Den would like to take a look at BGZ out here. So let's get that up on our screen, see what she is doing. Give me a moment for a swig. So we got BGZ. It's got a daily TD9 count top, Sharky, that it still is contending with. That TD9 count top went ahead and formed back on January 26th. And volume inside that well, that's really not the swing. The swing actually took place a couple of days later, back on January 28th, with about 2.8 million shares trading into that trade that day. Today we're up with 1.3, so we're pushing into that swing point with volume. So here's what VGZ is telling me. If we can close the day above 286, odds favor, it makes a run for 313. If it can close above the high from January 26th, and that's at 310, you would negate the TD9 count top. The weekly, has a Rhodes momentum indicator top that also needs a close above 313 at week's end. So if you get the daily, that negates its topping pattern. You still got to get it for the weekly time frame as well. So short of that, the daily top is in place. The weekly top is in place. The monthly doesn't know what that. Actually, the monthly top is no, there is no monthly top. Period. So it's just really the daily and the weekly out there, Sharky. So I hope that helps you out. And as always, thank you so much for your request. TC inside the Tigers Den. Let's look at SFM. So let's get SFM's charts up on our screen, see what kind of assistance we can provide. We've got SFM. She's trading out at $68.59. It's got a beautiful TD9 count bottom, and price right now is taking on its TD9 count breakdown resistance level at 71.50. It also happens to be taking on profile resistance at 69.48. But the one that's more important to you, TC, is going to be that 71.50 level. You close above that today, you close above that tomorrow, boy, you've got bullish signals for SFM coming off of that bottom. Now let's look at the weekly time frame chart. The weekly time frame chart has a TD9 count bottom that went ahead and confirmed on February the 13th. So you got a little bit of a Valentine's Day gift, and now you got a new profile. That price is trading with inside. You've got support. Ultimate support is really the low of the pattern. That means it's the low of the bar of February 13th, otherwise known as 64.75. Price is trading inside a slightly, there we go again. What the, I'm not even touching my screen. Whoa, that is really weird. My hands weren't on my keyboard or my mouse. I think I've got ghosts in the house. The ghosts of Stevie. Ooh. Well, anyways, on the weekly time frame out there, you got a nice TD9 count. Potentially Rhodes momentum indicator bottom this week with price trading inside its bull structure profile. And as long as it remains above 70.14, remember, you got 71.50 to deal with. That's really the number we want. As long as it remains above 71.50, we're likely headed to 75.53. And you close above that, then you get up to that 85.77 level. Now, on a monthly time frame, you've got bar number 8 of a TD9 count pattern that's forming. Prices below profile support last month out there is, if we stay below it this month, then you'd say price is really going to 60.46, but you got a daily and weekly bottom. Let's see how the daily and weekly play out. Right now, it's looking to me like this looks pretty good. So if you are inside that trade, TC, you got all the reasons in the world to stay there, and most certainly you want to see this thing close above 71.50. So I hope that helps you out. And let's go take a look at Tesla out here. This for JG inside the Tigers Den, TSL. Not KA. Let's go see what Tesla is doing. Tesla printing out as we speak at 11:48 in the morning at about $398.58. She's trading into a daily TD9 count bottom pattern. Now, the TD9 count bottom formed on bar number 8 turned out to be the swing point, and that was from February 5th, and it has volume of 72 million shares. Tesla, in a little over 2 hours of trading, has pulled back to 28 million shares. So it has similar type volume to that 72 million share day. If you have more than 72 million shares at day's end, JG, and price closes below 402.10, it increases your odds that price will go test that swing point low. Doesn't tell us whether it will blow it away, just tells us that it's likely to test it. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, you've got price that's trading inside the buy zone of its weekly profile. The buy zone begins at 394.39. We're at 397.96 right now. The monthly chart has a sell the D point top out there with price trading above profile resistance. So Tesla, as long as Tesla can hold 384.92, the top of its monthly profile, the daily's not going to be able to do much. The weekly's not going to be able to do much. So it's looking pretty good monthly with that buy the D point, sell the D point pattern, because price remains above the top of that profile. And when that profile formed, it was below price. So it's a bullish message out there. But the daily right now is telling you we may go down and test that swing low. We may even blow it out. Just depends on what the volume is out there. So JG, watch the volume today on Tesla and watch that swing point. Again, that was from February the 5th out there. The high of that being 387 and then 387.53 to be exact, and 72 million shares traded hands that day. Now, I believe, if I am not mistaken, and I'm often mistaken, that I have covered all the requests inside the Tigers Den. If that is not the case, please rewrite those requests or put in a new request. Totally fine with me. I did not see any additional requests on my cell phone a few moments ago. Let's check it out right now. We've got one right here from Vic. So Microsoft, has it bottomed? That's the question. Let's go find out. MSFT, has it bottomed? Let's pull up its charts. So what we're going to do here, Vic, is we're going to a break right now. I've already eaten through one of those breaks. I don't usually make 2 mistakes in a row on the same day. I do make them, just not necessarily on the same day. And when we come back to this break, we'll take a look at Microsoft and try to answer that question for Vic. Has it bottomed?
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at the stock charts here for Microsoft. We're going to answer that question for Vic, has it bottomed? And where we're going to start, at least what my eyes were drawn to, was that big gap to the upside on a monthly basis for Microsoft. That formed the month of May of 2025 out there. And this gapped up with a volume of 476 million shares. Now, the swing point, which price is trading into, which is where that gap had begun, is April of 2025. And it has volume of 563 million shares. Well, we're not even done with the month. We're trading inside that swing point, Vic, with 614 million shares. If price closes below 396.66 on February February 28th is the actual trading day out here. It is not, the 27th. So if on Friday price closes below that high, let me give that to you, 396.66, you odds favor, well, first, the answer would be no. Microsoft is not bottom. Why? When you close inside a swing point with volume, odds favor you go test that low. And that's what that would be suggesting. That low, by the way, for Microsoft would be 344.79. When you look at the weekly time frame chart out here, I have no kind of bottoming signal. We're in bar number 7 this week. You've got 3 weeks maybe before this bottoms with a TD9 count pattern, and you got the breakout level at 355.67. Now, the daily triggered a Rhodes momentum indicator signal today. If we get a bullish reversal candle, what that would at least suggest is a daily bottom and maybe just a counter trend move. So we're trading below profile support. So right now, Vic, it does not look to me like Microsoft is bottom. I do hope that helps you out. And as always, thanks so much for taking the time to write in. We'll just close out the show, pulling back up the ES mini charts out there. We took a look at that TD9 count bottom. Right now, you can see that the oscillator and change line is at the 68.58 level. That's the first price point that the price has to close above. If it does, you've got a sell zone now. So you got a new profile that had formed out there. And that sell zone is between 68.75 and 68.86. Folks, have a magical, marvelous Monday. Thanks for joining me. I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Terrific Tuesday. Take care and have a great day out there.